everyone. I'm Brandy Cummings in for Deirdre Fitzpatrick.
And I'm Teo Torres. Meteorologist Tamara Berg joins us, standing by with a look at our forecast. It's absolutely beautiful. Beautiful start to the day.
It is. Yeah, good morning, Stockton. Looking over the port city right now, you can see just a few high clouds as we look off at the skyline here from the waterfront there, and the camera pointed just to the eastern side there of the ballpark. So yeah, it's a gorgeous start here in Stockton. You're waking up and the sunrise temperature is currently in the lower 60s with bright sunshine, bit of morning haze. We'll be in the upper 60s by 9 a.m., mid 70s in your planner for Stockton by mid-morning, and eventually once we get down the road there into the 3, 4, and 5 o'clock hours, it is going to feel much warmer today in the port city with highs getting into the upper 80s in Stockton and even around Modesto. We do have a few passing clouds in our skies. You visually can see that this morning, and here's that high resolution satellite loop showing you those high clouds just moving from north to southbound. A lot of areas starting to see a little more clearance, especially in Sacramento and Yuba City, but I do expect as we head through the day today, nothing but sunshine for most areas, and that breeze is keeping things nice and cool currently in Fairfield. That breeze is turned up close to 20 miles an hour out at Travis Air Force Base, shuffling a south wind at 5 in Sacramento, north wind right now at 5 over Stockton. For today in Sacramento, we're going to go back to average. What is that? Typically upper 80s this time of year. We're going to run warmer though by late week. I'll talk more about that in your full forecast coming up. 6:02 right now. Let's check in and see how the conditions are on the roadways with Brian.
Yeah, and that sunrise looking mighty fine over the area this morning as we take a look at Highway 50 right now coming in through 65th Street there. That'll be your westbound ride so far. No delays coming into the downtown area as we keep an eye on the Fix 50 project. Seeing just a little bit of yellows and reds there popping up right in the work zone. So just keep that in mind. But so far, no major delays. Interstate 80 looking good as you're making your way in toward the split. That is running at the limit right now across the Cap City Freeway, and then 80 across the top into downtown Sacramento. I-5, no issues here. 99, keeping a close eye on that one. That certainly felt the brunt of the delays from the merger there, the lane shift they put in there on the westbound side of Highway 50. Right now, County Road 13 near Main Street, we had a vehicle overturn into a ditch. They're working to clear that one. It's not on the freeway, it's on the surface street, so not going to cause any delays for drivers passing through that area. 5 and 99 and Crosstown Freeway and Stockton looking good with Highway 4, no major issues off to the west anyway. Westbound 580, we had a sedan and a big rig tangle up there. That's causing a big delay north of 132 as you make your way up towards the 205 connector. And then on 205 just past 11th Street, we had a 2-car crash there that's causing just a little bit of slowing, but the 99 corridor all in all looking good through that stretch. 205, 24 minutes, 580, 26 minutes. And again, here in Sacramento, we're all in the green for now. Back to you. All
right, thanks so much, Brian. New this morning, the city of Sacramento has approved a new budget.
But 3 city council members are making it clear that they are not pleased with it. KCRA 3's Melanie Wingo is live at City Hall to explain why.
Well, a lot of opinions last night expressed at the city council meeting, both for and against the proposed budget. In the end, the city's operating budget was approved, just not with the support of 3 of the council members from the Sacramento City Council. Last night, the Sacramento City Council approved its budget for the 2023-24 fiscal year. 3 vocal opponents to the budget were Mayor Pro Tem Mai Vang and council members Katie Valenzuela and Katie Maple. The 3 say they opposed the budget because it represented a continuation of the status quo in the city's approach to homelessness and public safety, and they have asked the city council to consider a substitute motion regarding the budget. The council members argued that since the Sacramento Police Department currently has numerous vacancies that aren't expected to be filled anytime soon, that there would be a savings of $6 million that should be allocated to the Department of Community Response, which deals with people experiencing homelessness and mental health crises.
I don't believe that it's good budget practice for us to give a department a bunch of money that we already know out the gate isn't going to be spent as budgeted.
I believe the motion by Maple to move $6 million from PD to DCR is really crucial in addressing homelessness in the city. And the motion on the floor, I think it's really giving us an opportunity as council to be courageous and to be bold about beginning to create that type of world that we want for our families and loved ones.
Police Chief Kathy Lester was also at last night's City Council meeting to discuss the budget, and she said that the $6 million not being spent on staffing currently is used to offset the department's $12 million it needs in overtime costs. Reporting live in downtown Sacramento, Melanie Wingo, KCRA 3 News.
Melanie, thanks so much for that live report. And the pride flag will not be flying over Stockton City Hall this month. City Council didn't reject it, but they didn't approve it either.
And this all comes just a few days after San Joaquin County said no. Mike Cherry joins us live in studio now to explain what happened.
Yeah, the city has flown the pride flag during June for the past 4 years. However, due to what City Council member Daniel Wright called communication delays with the Stockton Pride Center, it was not on the calendar until last night. So 2 county supervisors blocked the flag from flying over the county building last week. Now, while supporters of the flag were a part of a large crowd, this was a consent agenda, so not up for public comment. While Wright Council member Villayepura and Vice Mayor Wormsley all said they supported flying the flag for 7 days over City Hall, Council members Padilla and Blower said they support the Pride movement but did not support flying the flag.
I see unity. I see community, I see culture, I see family, I see friends, I see love.
Our city is suffering from crime and homelessness, and that's where our focus needs to be. And so, like I said, I am supportive of Pride. I support what it represents. However, I can't support the hanging of the flag.
Now, Mayor Kevin Lincoln did not weigh in on the pride topic, instead focusing on the city's flag flying policy, suggesting it needs to be reviewed by the council because it was adopted more than 4 years ago when other people were on the council, and likely it needs to be changed. He then voted no. Councilmember Susan Lenz was absent, so that means the vote ended in a 3-3 tie. The council then voted unanimously to take up the topic again at its next meeting. That could be on the 27th, however. No meeting has been posted yet for that date. Brandy?
Something we will continue to follow for sure. Mike, thanks so much. Now to a developing story out of Antelope. The Sacramento County Sheriff's Office is investigating a series of pride flag burnings as a possible hate crime. They're urging the public to help them identify the group of teens responsible. The Sheriff's Office tells KCRA 3 there have been 4 incidents over the past 2 weeks. They say as many as 8 teens have been seen wearing masks and have been spotted casing neighborhoods looking for targets. In this security video, you see several people around one flag before they light it on fire, spraying something on it to make it burn. Then they run away. And we want to show you another video of the teens responsible. The Sheriff's Office is hoping that someone will recognize them and then contact investigators.
Well, frightening moments for people eating dinner at Denny's in North Highlands. Sacramento County Sheriff's deputies say a man was holding a weapon that appeared to be a gun, threatening customers. They cleared out the diner before moving in to arrest the guy. Turns out the man was armed with a BB gun.
Tracy police are looking for a man who has been targeting taquerias. Take a look. Police say these surveillance images show the man who's been using rocks to shatter windows at 2 restaurants. Officers are increasing patrols near both crime scenes now, and they're also asking people to keep an eye out for this vandal. If you have any information, call Tracy police. Also in Tracy, a car that crashed into a dentist office. Check out this picture. It happened at around 3 o'clock yesterday at an office on Nagley Road just off of I-205. There were reports of minor injuries there at the scene. Investigators say they're still working to find out why this car ended up crashing into that office.
Well, just hours after an historic court hearing where President Trump was charged and pled not guilty to federal crimes, a former president was back on the campaign trail. This is one of several investigations he is facing while trying to win back his job. KCRA 3's Amy Liu is live in Washington with more on the impact that could have.
Well, Trump's historic federal court appearance kickstarts a legal process that could unfold at the height of his 2024 campaign, and more legal challenges as 2 other investigations play out elsewhere. Turning his court date in Florida into a fundraising opportunity, former President Donald Trump ending his day with a speech to supporters in New Jersey.
This is called election interference and yet another attempt to rig and steal a presidential election.
Vehemently accusing the federal investigation and charges into mishandling and obstruction of government documents, a so-called witch hunt, another attempt to rally support on the campaign trail.
He's been a master at turning bad news into good politics to get Republican officials to line up behind him.
But the legal process is far from over for Trump, who also faces separate charges in New York and election interference investigations in Washington and Atlanta, as Republican presidential candidates look to clinch the nomination and general election despite Trump leading the pack.
People like Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, Tim Scott, and the rest of them should be doing is saying, hey, guys, look, this is why Donald Trump is not electable in the general election, because this kind of political baggage ultimately doesn't work out well with swing voters.
The Florida case now moves on to a pretrial phase overseen by a Trump-appointed district court judge. Meanwhile, the prosecutor handling an election interference investigation in Atlanta concerning Trump is hinting at a possible decision by August. In Washington, I'm Amy Liu, KCRA 3 News.
Most of Trump's challengers in the race are supporting him. Former tech CEO Vivek Ramaswamy released a letter to all other candidates, urging them to pardon Trump if they are elected and he is convicted. Happening today in a few hours, dozens of people representing a coalition of more than 140 organizations will rally at the state capitol for voting rights. It's to officially launch the California Grassroots Democracy Coalition. The group has unified to help the state's most vulnerable communities be empowered through voting rights reforms. This year, the coalition sponsored SB 846, a bill that provides a path to 100% voter registration.